Hello and welcome to another episode of Between the Covers. As I'm going live, I'm wondering, can you hear my intro music? I can't hear it. Let me know if you can hear our intro music. Normally it's playing, but for some reason I can't hear it at all. Bear with me. It doesn't matter, but it just gives it that extra vibe. But hello and welcome to another episode of Between the Covers. If you're watching for the first time, my name is Daniela Bleckner. I am an author, book journey mentor, founder of a company called Conscious Dreams Publishing. We work with authors from all over the world to help them to get their powerful messages and stories out there in the form of books. On the bookshelf behind me are just some of the 300 plus books that we've published over the last 9 years. I'm absolutely passionate about providing a platform for unseen, unheard authors so they can have their stories heard and voices shared, or voices shared and stories heard, so they can educate, inspire, entertain, transform, heal, whatever the book does for empower for generations to come. So this show is really about, interviewing authors so that you can find out about the individual journeys, unique individual journeys that they take when writing and publishing their books. No two clients are the same. This is what I love about my job. No two messages are the same. No two clients are the same. No two stories are the same. And no two journeys are the same, which is why one of my slogans was your book, your journey. So before I introduce my awesome and amazing guests, I just want to fill you in with a few things that have been going on. I think the last time I went live was in July. So we have a few events coming up, which I'm very excited about. One is called Black Authors on the Rise on the 27th of October. The link is coming out very, very soon. And I also will be running a writing workshop, one day writing workshop in November. And I have also had my book, 9 Days of Piper Snow, translated into Swahili. There we go. So for my Swahili speaking friends, or for those who want to learn Swahili, you can buy the English version and compare it with the Swahili version. So it's out now on Amazon and all good retailers. So I'm going to introduce my awesome and amazing guest. I think for some reason the background music did not play. I'm not sure what happened there, but I'm sure the sound of my wonderful pigeon at the window is serenading you during this episode. So I have known this lady for just before lockdown. So we're talking about 4 years. She attended the very first Power of Your Story workshop online on Zoom. And initially she was writing a memoir, and she also had an idea for a poetry book. And 4 years later, here she is. She's supported so many of our authors. She's gone over to our bookshop, www.consciousdreamsbookshop.com, and bought and supported so many authors' books. And now she's publishing her own book, Downloads from Heaven, which is due out tomorrow, the 1st of September. So we've got a couple of days to go. Just going to make sure I'm not missing any comments there. We have a couple of days to go. Hello, Emma Jean. Nice to see you. Hello, Joan. Thank you so much. And of course, if you find this of worth and value, how can you not? Please do share this out with your followers. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Downloads from Heaven, and then I'm going to invite Alison on. Please be aware this is a very, very first interview, one of many, I'm sure. Please show her love and encouragement. So Downloads from Heaven is a diverse and deeply personal collection of poetry that delves into the very essence of the human heart. Through Alison's poignant verses, she shares her journey of resilience and faith, drawing from her experiences as a hospital patient, the heartbreak of 2 failed marriages, and the overwhelming weight of grief. Yet amidst these trials, she also celebrates the unbreakable bonds of family and friendship. Let's invite Ali Pally on. Hello, Alison. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm well.
Excellent. You are you're very, very soon to be a published author. How does it feel?
It's so surreal. Every day I'm literally, this grin is so hard to wipe off my face, like the reality. But I look at my book and feel it in my hands. I'm like, oh my gosh, Al, you did it. So yeah, it feels great.
It's an amazing feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
So tell people first, let's talk about the title first. Why is it called Downloads from Heaven, and what inspired you to write this?
Right. So it's called Downloads from Heaven because every time I write poetry and I go back and I read it, I think to myself, where the heck did that come from? Because it's like the words that come out, and sometimes I'm writing, I'll actually go to Google and go into definitions to see if actually the word matches. I'm thinking, I didn't think of that word. So I just feel like whenever I am called to write something and I go into a flow, it really feels like it's not me. It feels like it really is downloads from heaven, because there's always a message in the poem. No matter what it is about, there's always a message that comes forth from it, and it blows my mind. It really does blow my mind. So I decided to call it Downloads from Heaven, just to honor the fact that I realize it's not me. It's something more spiritual than just myself, something more bigger than me.
I love that, because like one of the overriding themes that come out in the book and from our conversations is that, you know, through your many challenges that you've had in life, you've always had your faith and your spirituality that's guided you through. So can you like talk a little bit about that and some of the challenges that you've gone through?
Well, when I first decided to follow Christ in a very serious way, like become what we terminology called born again Christian, it was back in 1999 when I actually I suffered a stroke in the January when I was 29. And in that time I met up with a friend and he invited me to go to church. And ever since I became a Christian, a serious Christian, and allowed God to come into my life and work through me, I've just had a healing. Like the symptoms that I faced at that time with the tinnitus and the vertigo and I had short-term memory loss. I totally lost my speech. And for 2.5 years, I was ill for. And yeah, it's just through my faith, and it's carried me through. And every time I've had a low time, and in that time, my first marriage broke down. And if it wasn't for the love of God, the support of Christian friends, my family, I don't know where I'll be right now. So I have to give all glory to God for that.
Thank you for sharing that. You were the first person I've ever heard talk about I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right because I've only read it, obviously. Hemoglypic migraines, is that correct?
It's
correct?
Hemiplegic migraine. So
yeah.
hemiplegia, basically it's a migraine and it mimics a stroke. So whenever an episode happens, and they came about after I had the mini stroke that I had in 1999. In 2009, I was diagnosed with having hemiplegic migraines on top of that. And basically it mimics a stroke. So whenever one attack comes, my right side will go weak. I would lose my speech. I'll have blurred vision, confusion, not being able to think straight, trouble word finding. So literally when you look at me, you would think I'm having a stroke. And when the paramedics come, if they're needed, and the ambulance needs to come, because it's so similar to a stroke, they have to then take me to the hospital to have all the tests done, and CT scans, MRI scans, just to rule out, because the doctors do say, don't think you're wasting our time, because it's so to a stroke, they have to rule it out. Because I know my body now, so I kind of like know for myself, this is a hemiplegic migraine. I don't have a fear that it is a stroke, but they do say to me that if there's any slight difference in your symptoms or anything, then you have to come in, because we have to make sure that it's not turned. So I'm at risk of having a stroke, but there is a God.
and do you know what's absolutely amazing is that I just want to tell people who are watching here is Alison worked through this as we were working together. She was experiencing this. You know, to say, you know, I'm looking through because there's a bit of back and forth. So we do the edit and then you've got to go back and read it. And she was correcting it whilst just come back from hospital. I hadn't realized what was happening, and you were kind of coming back so fast. And then I saw Alison do a Facebook Live. I mean, if you're watching on Facebook, or even if you're not, you can follow her under Ali Pally, Li. Well, she's got it there in the on the screen. You can see Ali Pally. She did a Facebook Live where she actually read a poem about having a I'm going to say it wrong again. Hemiplegic migraine whilst recovering from one. So, you know, your speech was going, obviously we could tell what you were saying, but your speech was, you know, impaired. And to live with that, and to have the what word am I looking for? Resilience, but faith that you have. You were still talking about, you know, praising God. You were still talking about your faith. You were still talking about your spirituality, whilst and not allowing this to get you down or break you down.
No,
That's really powerful.
Yeah, not at all. I find that I never blame God for anything that's bad, because you have to take the rough with the smooth in life. And I find that my level of thinking is, whenever this attack happens, I really do I'm not saying that God does it to me to do something positive, but I'm just saying he turns bad into good, in the sense that somebody's life is touched through my attitude towards being ill. I mean, myself and my family, we laugh at my speech. They say, my nieces always tell me that I've gone to Russia. I sound Venezuelan or Italian. They're always taking the mic, or they say, "Oh, Auntie Addie's hit the bottle again," or we just find, if you don't laugh, you will cry. And life is short to be so sad and to cry about things. It's just to just get up and do something. Don't wallow in it. Just do what you can around the situation. So yeah, I don't let it get me down.
I was going to say, that's one of the things that I love about you. You're always upbeat. You're always so positive. You're always so grateful for everything. And you've got such a beautiful support network. I mean, you know, we've got Alison's book on pre-order on the Conscious Book. Hey, Michelle. Hey. Michelle's another one of our authors that we interviewed, another author and poet who wrote Perfectly Imperfect. Hopefully coming to your book as well. Yes. But what I wanted to go and say is actually what you and Michelle also have in common is you have such a great support network, because when both of your books were on pre-order, actually, your two were the ones that, you know, people were, every 2 minutes I was getting a notification, order. Even when I was on holiday, I'm messaging Alison, order come through. And it just shows how, you know, you are inspirational in what you're doing and what you've gone through, and people do want to buy your book. So I mean, what is your message to people who, you know, are going to read your book? What do you want them to get from it?
Hang in there, be encouraged, don't give up. No matter what happens, take the rough with the smooth. If things are going well in your life, be thankful. If things are going really rotten in your life, be thankful, because there's only so much down you can go. At some point, you reach rock bottom, and the only way to go is up. You can't stay down. So I even like in the grief I speak about in my book, when it comes to losing my brother, it was so overwhelming and so suffocating. But by writing it down, the things that I was going through at each time of his birthdays or anniversaries, it was a way of releasing. And as I released, other people that were going through grief were able to read it and resonate with it. So I do believe that through my book, no matter what, if it's marital problems, if it's relationships, if it's family and friends, tribute, encouragement, there's something. It doesn't always have to be bad things that's happening. It could be in the good. Just learning to be thankful and just giving thanks to God, and just being thankful for life every day. Every time we wake up in the morning, it's not by chance. It's we're blessed. To breathe is so blessed. It's such a blessing. So I just really pray that when people read my book, they feel overjoyed, they feel encouraged, they feel full of hope, they feel like they can do this. A feeling of championship and victory, just a feel good feeling.
I love this. Thank you so much. I think it's to know that there's, you know, I don't say beauty in the struggle, but there's,
But there
but
is,
you're not alone. But
yeah,
there's transformation in the struggle, right?
yeah.
I just want to read some of these comments out here. You've got wise words from Yasmin. Hey, Yasmin. Check out Ali Pally and check out Michelle and check out Saleya, 3 of my authors for your podcast. I know that you do one, or you're going to be doing one. Michelle says, hi, Alison. Fantastic. God is great. Hey. Saleya says, her book's on my shelf. You can see it there. Oceans of Potential.
Hi, Saleya.
Hi, Alison. You are an inspiration. Michelle says, yes, find your voice through your struggles. 100%.
Yeah.
I can see a poetry workshop coming up.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I know that, Alison, you're going to be at our event, Black Authors on the Rise, on the 29th. You've booked a stall. So possibly, you know, maybe think about teaming up with, you've got Michelle online there. Maybe you could team up and do a workshop about healing through poetry. I think that'd be amazing. And I think that can help so many people as well.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your, you know, this hasn't launched yet. It's coming out on the 1st of September. Sorry. 1st of September. You've got a book launch coming up. Tell us all about it.
Oh my God. I absolutely hate planning events. It's been so stressful. Oh my goodness. I've had date changes like 3-4 times. The date has changed. And but I'm really excited about Saturday. It's going to be in Norfolk. It's not too far. It's just a short 4 hours. It's a very, very lightweight, a few nibbles and just a little interview done by my nephew Shane. Will be doing a little interview with me at the launch, and just book signing as well, so you'll be able to purchase my book and have it signed by me.
Signed copies of the book. What more could you ask for? And a live poetry reading, I'm hoping, Alison.
Well, yeah, definitely. I'll be reading some poetry, some poems from the book. I'll be reading some as well. So
excellent. So I've put the put your website, the website details up, which is at Eventbrite. You can purchase the tickets there. Free tickets. You must come. Yes, Yasmin. It's Saturday the 31st, and Michelle says she is ready for the adventure.
Awesome!
All right. So, would you like to share a poem with us, or should we throw it out to the audience to give us a page number?
If
we could do one of each
number, maybe, or if there's a topic they want to hear about.
Okay, so Alison's going to read one of her choice first, and then we can either throw it out to give us a page number between 1 and 168. I think your book goes up. No, it's not. It's longer than that.
Yeah.
200. Beautiful book in color. 268. Yeah. So a number between 1 and 268. Tell people the topics, some of the topics of your book.
Okay, some of the topics that are there are transformation, relationship breakdown, which is, it covers more or less my 2 failed marriages that I went through and what I went through in that time. Joy of the Lord, dealing with grief and loss, which is dedicated to my brother that I lost in 2012. There's friendship and family. And reflection, basically just odds and ends of different poetry that came to my mind that didn't really have a category, but I just put them in there. Tributes to friends and family that have passed away recently through COVID, and just giving them a tribute into the poetry. And also my dear cousin Dawn, who passed away recently, I actually dedicated the book to her. She was a fellow author as well, and she really did encourage me to become an author in the years that we had together. So I wrote a poem in dedication. Yes, that's her. Oh my gosh, a beautiful woman she was. What a beauty she was, honestly. And she was a motivational speaker as well. She encouraged people. She had a heart of gold and wanted to see people do well. So in a way, I want to follow in her footsteps. So I dedicated this first book to her and wrote her a poem as well. Actually, I could read that poem.
I think that would be lovely. Yes, let's have that.
I'm talking about her, and my hand was actually on that poem. So
there you go. There you go. Before you do that, though, I can see that there's a lot of people on, and we've only got two loves on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook and you're watching, smash that love button and share it out to your followers. Let them know that there is an amazing woman here online with an amazing testimony and a fantastic book and book launch coming up. So please do just like, share, and comment. Hey, Faye, nice to see you, fellow. We've got 3 poets. Well, today, 4 authors on today. I know that there's an inner poet in Faye as well. Just quick questions here. Saleha says, do you have anything on trauma? Andrea says, well done, Alison. Very pleased for you on this achievement. Would like to hear something about believing in yourself if you have anything along those lines. Joan says, yes, please. I think that's to probably hear a poem. Love from Andrea. Okay, fantastic. All right, Michelle saying, read it, please. All right, we'll get on. We'll get on. All right. I'll be quiet.
Hurry up.
Hey, Janine.
So this poem is called Last Dance, and it's dedicated to my cousin Dawn that just passed away. The death of a loved one is like listening to the melody and lyrics of your favorite song coming to its end. The feeling is hard to comprehend. The reality hits with the last note. She's gone. No longer does she dance, sing to the music of life. No longer a twinkling of light, but has entered through the gate, welcomed by many gathered at his throne. I take comfort in knowing she is not alone. I remember days when we were young, summer holidays filled with fun. She taught me double Dutch. Man, she skipped with class. Constant jokes rolled out her mouth. When I got in serious trouble, laughing, she said, girl, your ass is grass. She also spoke words of wisdom. It was inevitable she would reach God's kingdom. Always sat me down and began her lecture to encourage and motivate. Open my eyes to let me see. Then she wrote a book called Giving Birth to Me. What an awesome testimony and a guide to life, to live your best life. How to escape a negative mindset, but put yourself in position to survive. Dawn really showed the benefits to living positive and thrive. She shared how we had gifts within us like a pregnancy, that we needed to nurture our bodies and clear our minds, and then we'd find what lies in our innermost. And when the time comes, water breaks and push with everything, push and watch your ideas be born. You accomplished writing your books. In the background, I stood and looked, seeing the creativity in me. You encouraged me to write my own. So from you, the seed was sown. Now here I am, finally an author. I give credit and dedicate this book to you. Although saddened you are not here, I know your spirit sings with joy in the heavenly atmosphere. Thank you, Dawn, for constantly pushing me to open doors leading to my promised destiny. Rest in peace, cousin.
Oh, that's lovely. And so, if you're watching, please just show us some emojis. Let us know how you like that poem or that dedication. It's one thing reading it, and one thing actually hearing you read it. It's such a fitting and beautiful way to start your book and to dedicate your book to somebody who obviously was so close to you.
Yeah.
What really stands out for me in that particular one is that she taught you what it's like to kind of be pregnant with your gifts and how important it is to birth them. That was a kind of the major thing that I got from what your cousin was like. And she obviously did birth a lot of her ideas and a lot of her gifts through the work she did. I guess I want to ask you, I've got some lovely comments coming up, but I guess I want to ask you, because I've known you for maybe 5 years now, 4 years now. Wow. Oh, have I frozen?
Yeah, you're frozen.
Oh dear. I can
Not
see that
here you
I'm frozen
go.
here. I can see my face has frozen, but I'm not sure if I'm still frozen or not. There you go. I'm not sure. Let me know if I've frozen or if I should just be quiet or if I should carry on.
I can still hear you, Danny.
I can still hear me. Okay, no worries. So what I was going to say is that, I've known you for like 4 years now or 5 years, and you've been pregnant with, this book or books for quite a while now. How
How?
does it feel to have like now experienced what it's like to birth them?
Do you know what? I had my first baby, I must say, was my memoirs, Out Through the Butterfly, which was the first book that I came to you with. And I know it's sitting on the shelf and it's waiting desperately to be published. But in that time, I just don't think I was ready. And in the meantime, I'm always writing poetry. And then I'll post it on Facebook. And then my friends would nag me and say, oh, it's not supposed to be on Facebook. You need to have a book for your own. And when are you going to get the book out? And I just constantly, and I just felt that when I looked at all the poems that I've written, I realized that I did actually have enough for a book, and still I was writing. So yeah,
And
I
same, I
just
guess, as Michelle. I mean, you've got such similar stories. It's uncanny because you've both got these life stories, these memoirs to get out, but actually you both
yeah,
also write poetry and went down the poetry route first. And it's such a beautiful introduction to being an author. It's a lot easier than writing a memoir book, and it's a much
yeah,
smoother journey in terms of editing.
100%.
And it's a nice way to kind of introduce yourself as an author, and it's your first pancake, and then when those books come, you'll have a better idea of the journey, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
definitely.
I'm going to read some comments here because I don't want to miss them. Faye, Gillian says hello, beautiful. She surely would be proud, says Faye. Oh, lovely profile pic there, Faye. Joan says lovely. Andrea says beautiful. Saleya says beautiful. Michelle says you made me cry. Wow, powerful. Emoji says
Was
so
it,
beautiful.
sorry, was it Michelle that was asking about trauma?
No, that was Saleya. She said, bear with me. Yeah, Saleya asked, is there a book about trauma? And sorry, a story about trauma. And somebody said, is there one about believing in yourself? Anything along those lines. So I think we should hear a few more. What do you think if you're
Okay,
watching?
well, I've got my finger here on Gone But Not Forgotten. This is a poem that I wrote 2 years after my brother passed away. It took me a hell of a long time to come to terms. Actually, I don't think I have come to terms with his death. I think you grieve forever, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think you just deal with it in different ways. But in going through trauma, that was one of the traumatic things that happened to us, and I wrote about it in this poem. So I'll read it out. It's try not to be too. No, it's not too bad. My poems are so long. I'm so sorry, but I get to writing, and then it just keeps going until.
Ali, you never heard Shakespeare apologize for writing those long verses. So
Okay, let me start this one off. It's
I'm
called.
going to come out so you can have the
Okay,
fight. You can have the shot to yourself, and you
no
can use
problem.
your editing.
Okay, so this is called Gone But Not Forgotten, 2 years after. Rain doesn't make this day easier. Memories soar in, and my gut starts a churning. Just a normal Good Friday 2 years ago today. Got up, went to walk and pray, sung praises and hallelujahs, and so begun my day. Bid farewell to my church family as I had to rush off home and look forward to my day. You see, all the family was coming over and cooking was on the way. Big sis had already arrived by the time I got in. So there we were, cooking, chatting, laughing and giggling, and waiting for the rest of our tribe to fall in and have a great fish day. The phone rings. My big sis picks up. Hello? Laughter stops. What you telling me? She's shouting. Shut up! Shut up! All cooking stops. She screams. She screams. She screams. She drops. The edge thickens. I can't breathe. I fall to my knees. I can't get up. I manage to dial. I hear her voice. Sandra, my brother, dead. She comes within minutes. She takes the kids. I'm in the car. Brother-in-law, Pete, driving us far. I don't see traffic. I don't see people. I don't hear conversations. I don't hear thoughts. Husband whispering words of comfort, but only my spirit hears, for I am still. We reach. I fall out of the car. Someone hold me back. Let me go. I see my brother lying down flat. Let me go. We came, my sweet bro. We kissed you goodbye and gently, carefully closed your eyes. We touched your face and your hands we embraced, so cold, so bloody cold. But within me today is warmth, knowing you are with the angels and giggling how they must be watching your dance moves. I hear you explaining to them and you're stepping to their lyrics of praise and not the musical instruments, which is the normal way. I try, bro. I do as you did. Follow up on family and friends, the distant ones. But boy, I realize there is only one you. And even though I try, Andy, boy, I can't fill your shoes. I'm not giving up. I still put the creds in my phone and randomly pick one to phone. I feel their smile through the line, as I know they are happy to hear Orion's voice, even if it's not your own. No worry yourself, bro. I'm still watching out for your girl. Call her from time to time and invite her around to dine at mine. Jane's doing fine. Words can't express how much I miss you. Mum tells me off because I can't let go. Oh gosh, Ali, she says, let the boy rest. When you gonna let go? To that, I don't know. Weaning has begun. Ashes gone to cows. No longer with me, hun. August is coming. Oh Lord, let's not talk about that one. So today I shall shift my spirits and do what you did best. Find a nice bottle of champers and toast you. Your life, your memories, your words of wisdom, your advice, your smile, your love and happiness. You spoke words of life into my marriage when many others, including myself, spoke death. Your words, we shall not let them go. Thank you for embracing Michael. He loves you so much for doing so. One of a kind, my brother. Andy, gonna go now and try to get through this day. Nice talking to you in this way. Reminiscing about that awful day is not the best way. I can't control the thoughts that flow in like waves. Memories of you calm the heartbeat. Memories of your happy feet. I love you. I love you. I love you. I miss you. I do. I do. I do. Rest in eternal peace, bro. That's it.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you for sharing that, Alison. How did it feel actually writing that and reading?
Sometimes it makes me feel a bit choked, and I can't forget Good Friday 2012, and every year without fail, when Good Friday comes, I can't help but relive that whole day like if it was a movie that I'm watching over and over again. And as much as we try to do other things and get together as a family and stuff, you can't help but remember 2012 Good Friday. Our whole world just collapsed. It
The
literally
shock.
And we're such a close-knit family. That's the thing with us. We don't argue. We're just a very tight family. So to lose a sibling, and I've known death before. I've known people that's passed away and stuff, but I never realized how suffocating grief can be. You know, and through the years, through poetry has been my release. And obviously my faith has helped me conquer a lot of pain and suffering that I went through. But poetry is like the best release. Like things come, it downloads
From
literally,
heaven.
and it goes onto the paper, it goes into my phone, and it's like I'm exhaling.
Mm.
Help. I think it helps to write it all out.
Well, Celia's just said, it sounded like a goodbye letter. And that, like you said, there is something that's so healing, because I'm a poet as well. I've been writing poetry for years, since I was young. And it's such a way of just, even if it's just for yourself, just to get everything out and process your feelings. And there's a release that comes with it. And I hope, like you said, for yourself, one of your messages is, not wanting people to feel alone. We've all,
Yeah.
most people, we're all going to know death at some point.
Yeah.
At some point. And I think there's something really brave about writing about it, but also there's healing for other people in that writing too. So thank you for being brave and sharing. You want to share another one, don't you? I can see you.
No, I just a light-hearted one because they're so heavy. But this is like the shortest poem of all. I'm actually marveling at this poem because it's the shortest one I've actually written. I can't believe how short it actually is.
Is it worth me taking myself out and coming back in?
No, it's not. It's that short. It really is that short. It's called Sparkle, and it says, "Sparkle like snowdrops softly falling from a moon-kissed sky. Sparkle like the smile in your eyes. Sparkle how the spirit around your body shines. Sparkle like the earrings in my ears and rings on my fingers. Sparkle like the sun as it breaks through to a brand new day. Just sparkle and watch the Lord have his way." And that's how short it is.
Doesn't need to be long. You've got the message across. That's absolutely beautiful. So tell us, I'm going to read this very quickly. Michelle said, "I definitely empathize. I lost family and friends. It has affected me the same way. Well done for sharing. It's medication to your soul." Saleha says, "Wonderful." Okay, brilliant. So let's talk about, because we've got to run out of time very soon. We've got about 5 minutes left. So guys, if you've got any questions and you're watching, please do throw those questions up and ask them to Alison. But let's talk about the whole publishing process. Obviously, we've got the writing process. I think working with you was very smooth. It was a very quick process, quite smooth along the way as well. Again, similar to Michelle, you had a really clear idea of what you wanted and how you wanted your book to look. And it was really fun experimenting. So tell us, for those who've never gone into the publishing process, what it was like for you. Was it what you expected? And how do you feel now?
Well, I'm so glad that I did this poetry book first and not the memoirs, which is so much bigger, because it was a learning tool. Because it's not just, here's the manuscript, Danny, and can I have it printed at this time? It's like this, oh my gosh, the humdrum of the editing and the backwards I must have read this book, I don't know how many times, just through editing and the corrections and, okay, should we change this to this? And doesn't this sound better? And it was just a constant flow. But then I started to fit in, realizing, okay, come off the bubble and let's focus on the work that needs to be done. So rather than be excited of okay, the manuscript's finished, I'm giving it to Conscious Dreams Publishing and I should have it printed next week. No, it's not next week. it's a lot longer. You've got the typesetting. You've got the knowing what font to use, the color, the cover design, what colors you want for the cover design. It's the blurb at the back. Oh my gosh, the acknowledgements, oh my gosh.
The
exactly.
photos.
The photos, what photos did you choose? And it's I really enjoyed the journey. I really did. It was an eye opener. So I feel mentally ready to publish another book because I now know it's like when you're literally having your first child, and when you're pregnant and you have your first baby, you're kind of in the dark and you don't know, and you fuffle about everything. Whereas when your second child comes, you kind of relax because you know what to do, you know the process. And that's what I feel this journey has done for me in publishing the book, is that I now understand it's not just Danny. You've got a team, a very good team, I might add. I'm so blessed by the people that's worked on my book. I can't praise them enough. I think they are outstanding in the work that they do. They Without them, I couldn't get this done. They've literally helped birth my baby. So thank you for all the midwives in conscious.
Thank you so much. Well, I mean, big up to Elise, the editor, and to Emily, World of Designs, who put together the cover. And you and I coming up with the ideas. I love the ideas stage. And then to Amit, who also typeset your book, which is the whole layout and design. I mean, I've read this book so many times as well. So just wanted it all to be perfect, you know. And I've loved working with you. It's been an absolute blessing. It's been a joy. Alison was just excited by every email that she got from us, even when she's been asked to do something. She was like, "Yay!"
I couldn't return them fast enough. It's like sometimes I'll be reading the email and I'll return the message without reading the whole email. So what I'm actually saying to you is, like, if I read the whole email, I would have got that bit.
It's the excitement, Ali. It's the excitement. I love it. It's infectious. And you should all be excited about getting yourself a copy of this book. You can get it from the Conscious Streams website, which everything is in the link. If it's YouTube, it's below. If it's Facebook, it's above. But you can get it in the post. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it from all good retailers. So check it out. Downloads from heaven. To close, do you have hold on, I'm going to just read these last messages here. Joan Watson says, "Hi Alison, I just wanted to say thank you for sharing your faith, encouragement to press on."
Thank you.
Charmaine says, "So proud of you, sis."
Oh, thanks, Shams, my old school friend. Oh, bless her.
And Michelle says, "I know the feeling, Alison, about getting the emails too." You two are like book sisters, honestly. So to finish off, what are your parting words to your lovely audience today, Alison?
I appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time to even tune in to this live little chat that myself and Danny has had and participate. Thank you for your questions. I will actually look through them again and answer them. Any that I've missed, I shall answer. Look at me with my ums. Janine Cummins will get me for that.
Janine, are you still on, Janine? She is the live stream queen.
Oh my god, I'm so conscious of these filler words now.
Well, now I'm gonna know it's mine.
But I really appreciate everyone, and I would encourage you, get the book and just have a read, because it's poems. You don't have to like read all at once. You can go, there's different topics, so therefore whatever you choose, you don't have to read it in order. You go to what's fitting for you at that time. And I really do believe, hand on heart, there's something in there to make you feel good about yourself, to make you feel good about your life, for you to be encouraged, for you to gain strength, and to be empowered. So yeah, God bless you all. Thank you so much for your support, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Beautiful last parting words from Ali Pally, Alison Ryan Chase. It's been an absolute honor to speak with you today. I'm going to hop over to Instagram, or we're going to hop over to Instagram, where you're going to say hello to the lovely Instagram followers. Please, if you can, get down to Alison's book launch just during the day, Saturday, the 31st of August in Northolt, and get yourself a copy of her book.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you, everybody. And I will
bye, everyone.
have a guest next week. We'll see. I don't think I've got anyone, but if you want me to come on, if you want me to talk about a particular topic, then I'll come on next week, Thursday, 7 p.m. GMT, 2 p.m. EST. Speak to you soon. Bye.
Bye.